Hello, it is Lord Error. I am streaming. Barely say my name. Uh, more game development. We're on episode like 24. That's a lot. But we're going here. I'm gonna hit play and let's see what we're at. I don't know if everything's even turned on right. Looks like it is. Let's see. Let's see what we're doing. Yesterday we did a bunch of shit. We fucked around with a ton of lists. Research. We commented out a bunch of research because I wanted to uh, have less research because we're messing with so many lists right now that I want to make sure that we have less testing. I have to re-update everything, and I think we're gonna do. Hey, this time stop. I think we're gonna do. We might make more lists. We might make. Oh, there was a thing. Okay, this still works. I wanted to make sure this building button goes away when you click a place you don't know. I didn't check that for a while. So we go to here. We currently have. You can click on the possible places and this all works. This is the first event I worked with or I wrote was when you click this thing, which is cool. This all updates. We have this set to 1 day for the testing because a day has to pass when we set this here. That's a while off though. Then we hit build and it says, "Are you sure you want to build a shack?" If you hit yes, it should do nothing. If you hit no, it goes away. We can close this, we can reopen it. One of the things I think I want is the time to stop when this pops open. So that will be the first thing I think we'll do today. Then we're gonna go in. Uh-oh, we got a bug. We're going to. Oh, it's because I hit yes. We haven't done it. We haven't done anything. Uh, that's gonna be our new event. That's as far as we got yesterday. We did a ton of changes to lists and stuff. I'm not sure how that's gonna work. I need to turn on some music. This is like deadly silent. It's dead. It's deadly silent. I guess I'm gonna listen to Ministry today. I don't know if that's good. Um, programming, music, but that's what we're gonna do. Let's make sure that you guys can't hear it. The reason I have to do that is because I'll get some sort of copyright thing. Yeah, I'm not sure how this. So this is gonna be part of the challenges. I don't. Research title and description. Oh, we're on the wrong thing. I keep confusing research with it's way down here. Building description. Are you sure? Yes button. I'm not quite sure how this works. When I think this is wrong. We'll deal with that later. Let's fix this a couple of things. We have all right. So basically, what I think that is that event is not set up right. I don't really know how to set up things yet. I've only set up one at this whole time. So let's check out. This is our list of county. Yeah. So let's pause the thing when the building UI description panel comes on. We want on enable. We want this timekeeper thing to happen. Pause. What did I call it? Oh, we need an instance. Dot pause. Unpause. Yep. Just like that. This is like the easiest. I can't believe how easy this is. Then on disable, we'll have it the run the same thing, and that will fix that issue. And then this is the other event that we subscribe to. So that was quick and easy to fix. So let's put that in our done list here. Um, I guess we should probably test it. We always know that if we don't test it, then some issue happens. So we should be able to just hit this, then time stops, and then when we close this, yeah. Like this is so that people can look at this stuff while it's still playing. And then if they decide oh, I want to build this or whatever, it pauses it. I just have, I don't know. Maybe we'll want to change that eventually, but right now I think that's how we want it to work. Uh, so it's next on our list. Yesterday I kind of went over a big, build button. Need to select the number of employees that are building it. So that is like a major thing that we got to do. When building is clicked, it should check to make sure the resources. Make another list of name and description. Yeah, so this is something we'll probably do today too. It depends on how long these other ones take. Yeah, that's just ugly. We got to do that. We actually need to do this probably before this because we won't be able to tell if this is working unless this is working. When building is clicked, it should make sure that you have the resources. When build is clicked, it should make sure that you have the resources to build them. So that's before we get into anything here. We have a build. Do we have a build thing? Do we have a button on there yet? I don't know if we do. Build button. Or do we have a script on here? We do. No. So we're going to want to add a script into our UI here. Yeah. And this will stick on. Once it's done thinking here, we will stick this on to build button. And from here, so this is also, I think, going to be an event. We'll put it the events. Well, so we'll have to figure out how this works. Let's Google it and see, because I think we have it currently set up wrong. Unity C# event on button. I don't want a Unity event. I think this is old, isn't it? On button click, add listener. We might look at that video. I try not to look at videos when I'm streaming. Maybe I have to use a Unity event. Oh, this is kind of similar. All right, we already did that. We got the script there. Oh, he's doing the underscore thing. He's putting a scriptable object in here. I don't think we need a scriptable object right now. On click event. His little GIF there cuts off, but this isn't what I wanted. That's a different. Maybe this is what closer to what we're looking for. Invoke a Unity button click event from C# script. You need to reference the button component attached and call invoke on its on click event. How old is this? 2019. All right, well, let's write the first part of this. That's attached to there. Let's write the first part, and then we'll. Yeah, I don't know if Ministry is the music for this. Burning inside, screaming in my ear might not be it. um, we'll go to the knife. That's like some uh, more mellow. I mean, it's like the only electronic music I listen to. I've mentioned that like 12 times. I don't think we need this. Uh, okay, so what do we need? What the fuck are we doing with this? So this one is going to be when you click the build button, it needs to do a few things. So do we need it to be an event or well, what are the few things it needs to do? Let's go back and look at it here in under play to make sure. We go to here, we have building, we hit click the forest shack. So the cost has to be, it needs to check the cost. This is just the 666 wood is just a temporary thing. We're not using that right now. It needs to check the cost, and it needs to. I don't think we do need to do an event for this because this isn't actually. We need to do this employee thing first, actually, because you need to put at least one employee in there. So let's do that. That's gonna be a pain in my ass, but that's what we're doing. I'm gonna rearrange. I got too much shit going on here. We're gonna put this. We're gonna change this, and at least one person is building it. Okay. This needs to be first. So back to this. So building button, max employees. This is where we need to turn all this shit on so we can take a look here. We can have an eyeball on this. We're gonna have to like put a plus button in and all sorts of shit. Possible building. We need to turn on. We need to turn on this thing. And so on the build menu, we're gonna need a plus and a minus. So we're gonna need a current. We probably want a max button too. Let's duplicate this. And let's put this, so this says employees, huh? So let's tear that out of here. Let's put this down here. We'll delete this thing. And we'll rename this to employees. And we'll put, how do we want to do this? We probably, surprised this isn't stretched across. We probably want this to be actually half the size. Like that. We actually probably could do this here. And then this one, this is gonna be current. Current employees text, and this is gonna be max employees. I don't know why. I try to keep everything the same. This has spaces, and then in the code itself, it doesn't have spaces. We're gonna go. Should we just have a manual slash, like a slash, just in there, or should we? I don't know. Let's make this to the left. Oh, this to the right. I guess I. And then how wide is this whole thing? Its width is 1. So we're gonna go 125 point nothing, And then we're going to go 1, 2, 5 here. And I guess we got to do this again. And these are just temporary numbers for our work here. So then the other thing I guess we'll just put a slash in here. What the fuck am I doing here? We can just duplicate this one, I guess. It's just going to be a slash. I feel like this is the wrong way to do this, but this is what we're going to do. Then we'll stretch this fucker. There we go. Then it will be in the center. And so if we look at the game, you know, this is how many employees. Then above this, we'll have buttons of how to add. It will, you know, plus, minus, max is what we'll do. That's also going to, I think with that, we might want events too. There's so many events here. So under this, we're going to add a button. And then we're going to move this button to above this. It's also not going to be that wide. It's going to be like a square. That seems a little small. Let's go 50. And we're going to put it approximately right here. 65, negative 75. I feel like this isn't doing anything. We're going to need to fit 3 of them in there. This needs to be a little higher, I think. It's going to be a minus. Can we bold this shit out so it looks more minusy? That's a very small minus. We can make this bigger. And then we can center it. Oh, it's already centered. It doesn't look very centered, but I guess it is. And then we're going to duplicate this. We're going to do plus. And then we'll get rid of this. I don't have my thing up. There we go. And then we're going to have another one of these. That is going to be max. And there, see, the UI always has so many like little tiny things. You think, oh, I'm done, but then you're not. You're not done. You're never fucking done. There's always some new button. It's always, yeah. You're always gonna do something. Plus, then we'll go back to minus, plus. There's the 0. That actually looks okay. And then this is going to be 65. This doesn't look very lined up. Is it though? And I just can't. I think it is lined up. It is lined up. It's okay. That's good enough, right? This looks shitty. Let's put this text. You know, you can do that thing. That thing that I'm always. Oh wait, maybe I can't do it. It's on here. We want to go, and I think it's usually I put like 5. That way it's not too crazy. How does that look? Looks pretty bad. Everything looks pretty bad right now. I was trying. I was like in deep thought, trying to think how we're gonna do this. So on click, we're gonna. All right. So are we gonna need a different? I was seeing if we had a script here. I think we're gonna attach a script to here. Look at all these fucking scripts we got for just the UI. Jesus Christ. um, and this is recently. This has been a new thing I've been doing where I get started on something and then I have to, um, like this one. It's just an empty thing, and then I'm like, oh wait, we got to do this before. Luckily, I'm doing this in tiny steps because I would get so burned out working on just the UI. I can totally understand why people don't want to do, what is it called, UX work, user experience work, because it gets so old so fast. I feel like they would have to pay me more if I was doing this for a living, if this was my job. Uh, okay, so on the buttons, we're gonna attack. Well, no, we're not. We're gonna need a minus button. Public void minus button. Then we're gonna need a public. Well, we do need that one actually. Except I don't want it to do that. I want it to look good. Don't look bad. And then we're also gonna need a plus button. How did it know about the max thing? Okay. Um, okay. So those are the three things we're gonna need. And so when you hit the minus button, so we're gonna attach this. This script is gonna be attached to all three of those buttons. When you hit the minus button, what's gonna happen? It's going to reduce the number in. Okay, which number? It's going to be world instance. This is going to be. Okay, so we're going to actually be using this list here. Current employees, max employees, max build or possible building. We haven't handed off. At this point, we haven't. So what I'm talking about at this point, there is no current building list create. Well, I mean it's an empty list at this point. I'm I'm clicking on that like you could see it here. So there's nothing there yet. So possible building, you're gonna set these up. So this is gonna be affecting the possible building is what it's gonna be doing. List. And then we need to know which one it's fucking with. And that's getting sets with when we that was actually part of that this thing. So when this changes, we could subscribe to that, I suppose, right? That feels weird. That feels very weird to subscribe to that, but I'm not that familiar with not that with Actually, it's a button, so I don't think we can subscribe to that. I don't think there would be any point. So when where are we here? This guy, when this changes, it's right here, I think. Yeah, it's right here. Panel refresh. This is the dumbest fucking name for a variable. Let's get this. Let's fix this. Possible building button clicked. This is a int that needs possible building number is what this should be called. And then we'll rename this possible building number. And hopefully that didn't just fuck everything up. Should be fine. Okay, so this is possible building number. So when you click, basically what's happening is when you click a building, well, they're not there because they're not instantiated, but if you click the Fisher's Shack or whatever, it assigns a number to that because it knows what number it is. It's like 0, 1, or 2 because we only have 3 of them. And it assigns a number, and that's where this is happening. This sets this thing off. The subscription, so that the action with the event is setting up this thing, and then this other thing is setting. I don't know why there's a gap here. We have so many other ones. What's the point of that gap? What's the point of this gap? I usually like organize things very specifically. So it's literally this is what we're getting. I don't think with a button can we. I think we just have to change this. Current employees equals. Let's do this since we got to do this twice. And this is long because you know my love of long shit equals minus minus. And then what is your problem? Unnecessary assignment? What are you talking about? Oh, wait. Yes, it. What? We just want to remove one of these. Well, what is your potential fix here, buddy? It just it just says just get rid of it. Um, that I mean, Jesus Christ, is my memory gone again? So I'm taking some basic C# classes too. I'm only level 4. Remove int remove subtract 1. No, that's it. I was like, what? Okay. And then if current employees is less than 0, then current employees equals 0. Okay, it was just mad because I didn't have it doing anything. And it's still mad. If it's already zero, so we don't want it to, basically, we don't want to be able to minus below the thing. So it should start at zero, but we need to be able to, let's test this thing out. We need to be able to, we got other issues too. First off, not issues. They're not issues. Uh, what was that called? Employees. We'll attach this to the minus button, and then oh wait, that's not what we want to do. We want to go to here, and then we can go blarp, and then oh, we didn't attach it to there. We're gonna attach something somewhere. Then we go to minus button. There we go. So when we hit the minus button, it should do that. But first we have to, current employees is not getting assigned to anything. It's not getting assigned that thing. We attached a script to, I thought we just attached a script to this. It's right here. It's just hidden. We can close that thing down. So when this is loading though, it's on this script. We need to add some stuff to here. Basically, we haven't done this whole thing going here. And this will all happen as well, but we need a current employees text. Uh, Jesus Christ. I was talking about this yesterday. Like, how much of my time is wasted with typos? It's crazy. I think we were no, I think we just forgot. I was about to say I think we were trying to go around without having to use this, but we actually need it to be. So on panel refresh, yes, we want this, and we're not using the resources right now. Maybe I'll put a comment in here. Because it's a whole other thing if we do resources, and then we can put. See how much time that saved though, that it auto filled all that shit. Okay, so let's hit play on this. Of course, we got to close all this shit down. There's got to be a better, not the whole canvas, a quicker way to do this than having to disable all of these every time I want to test it. We still maximized? Yeah. Okay. That didn't work. Oh, you know why? Because we didn't attach it. Oh, we renamed that too, so that fucked that up. Current employees, max employees. This is one of the reasons I'm not too into dragging stuff, but it was suggested to me by somebody in chat that this is a better option than hard coding it in because hard coding has other issues, and so I've been trying to like readjust to that, and I understand why. Okay, so there's 0 and 5, so that's exactly what we want. Now, if we click this, nothing should happen. If we click this, nothing should happen. All right. Are we getting any bugs though? No. Okay, so then we go back to this other thing, and we'll just copy this thing. But we'll put this as pluses. And then we'll go if this is greater then max. Ooh. Where do we go to this? This is current employees. We need another one over here. I mean, this needs to go to max employees. So we'll copy this shit. I'm liking this more and more. I didn't used to like these having these variables like this because it's hard to see sometimes in the so what happens is a lot of tutorials and stuff have these variables are really shittily named. They'll just be like I, and it'll have this big long equals and then it'll be like some massive thing. And so then you'll just be looking at, if I is greater than C, and you're like, what the fuck, man? This is so I was leaning towards leaving all this shit in here because it's easier to read the code. But I think if you just name your variables correctly, it helps a lot. It's just tutorials are weird. If this is greater than, then this will meet max employees. So basically, we don't want it to go over the number of max employees. You can't put in more and you can't put in less. We just changed something though, or we need to attach to this, and we need you to be max button. And while we're here, this is going to be easy. We can just copy these two things, and then current employees equals max. So this is if you just want to max out. You want to put as many employees as you have. I just thought of another thing though. We're gonna have to make sure that there's enough employees available, which will be a check of the. Oh wow, it's gonna be a check. Why does it think that these are unnecessary? Is it because they're on a button? That's weirding me out. I'm gonna leave them there until I figure out why it doesn't like me. I like to make sure there's no messages if possible. Okay, so Max should have it. Oh, we didn't. I thought we just did this on that one, but I guess we didn't. Oh, I changed this one. We want this to be minus button. Plus button. Max button. Is that going to update? I don't think it is. I don't think it's going to update this when we click these. Yeah, it's not going to update this because we didn't tell it to. So this is another one where like, should this be an event? That fires off and then like I'm not quite sure when you do events versus when you don't. We could also No, I don't think I was going to say we could set this up differently. So, let's think about this. Where do we want this to how eventy do we want to get? Just making sure that warning wasn't a new warning. How eventy do we want to get? We could set up like an event in here, and then for each one of these, and then that text could subscribe to it, but I feel like that's like, would anything else be affected by that? I'm glad we've narrowed it down to 3 research items. I was just thinking we might have to fuck with some of those lists, and I was like, not again, because I had 14. And I actually thought of some more research items. I should probably throw them into this big thing here. Um, we want nationalism is another research item that we're gonna want to add. I should probably put this. I should probably put this in, actually, in here. Let's put this in here. List of research items not yet implemented. Implemented nationalism. There was another one I thought of too, but I can't remember what it is. Okay, so are we going to be blast? Do we want to blast an event out? It doesn't seem like necessarily a bad idea. So you push this plus, so you push a minus button. So let's think about this. Let's go back to this play. It's easier to look at this and play, even though it doesn't work right now. You've pushed this button, and it gives you and adds an employee on there. It needs to check somewhere to make sure that you have enough employees, right? Uh, enough available population to fill that in when you're hitting the plus button, I think. Or the minus button, or the max button. All 3 of those. I wonder, could you make an event? Can you make an event that is triggered by 3 different things? The same event. But then the other thing is, do we want that check to happen when you hit build? I think you would want it here, because if you only have one person available and you hit 5 and then you go build and it's like, oh, you don't have enough people, then you got to go back and you got to go. So I think we want this check to happen every time you hit one of these buttons. And so let's look up events triggered by multiple things. I have a listener which listens for event, trying to do something like below. This is some great code, thank you. The event handler executed more than once. I don't know what the fuck this is. We can ask Chat GPT. Oh, this is from 2010. Events in C# are simple things. You create an event signature using a deleted type of market with an event keyboard. External code can register to receive events. I bet you. So let's just give it a shot. This is a public event action, I think, is where what I put there. It's going to be called. It's going to be called current employees changed. Sure. But then we can't. Can we just stick that down here? I don't think that we can. We can. But remember when I did this before, it was giving me that error like, hey, there's nothing going on here. I want it to be actually not here. I want it to be down here because we actually have a couple of things we want to happen in here. And I want all three of these to trigger it. What are you talking about? Is it just mad? So some of those went away. Oh, right. This is getting mad at me because this needs to be capital, which I'm fine with it. I'm glad it tells me that. Wonder why this thing is still mad here. Oh, I know why. Maybe not. And just out of curiosity, if I put this whole thing in here, because I think this is just making this look at that area. It's not actually changing this one. I don't know. We're going to have to look at this. This might be double. Let's put a note up here. We have other issues to deal with first. Double check how the variables are being pointed at each other, such as current employees equals max employees. I think that's why it's telling me this, because this is fucked up somehow, which is fine. I mean, for right now, we'll fix it in a second. I just need to. I don't think this is gonna. If no one subscribes, what happened? Like, this is what this issue was when we hit yes earlier. It's called current. It's called like building confirmation. It's like, yeah, we do this, but it doesn't. There's nothing. There's nothing else here. Could we, to test this on a wake, could we stop it? On a wake, could we building? Should we do it here? No, let's not do this test here. Let's do it up in this other spot. Let's do it here. On enable. Let's do it here. On awake. Wonder why it wants to do that. Plus equals debug. Whatever. We'll just say print something. And I don't think. No, it's like this. And then we can create this. And this is just going to say debug log. Your button events worked. I feel this is, I feel so like this is not gonna work, but oh, we're still we're still running the game in the background. It's fine. Everything's fine. Did you recompile? What is going on up at the top of that? There was something weird going on up there. Doesn't seem like it worked. Oh, we never told that to update yet. Did this really work? We didn't get any other bugs. What? What? I've been completely shocked on how easy events are, and I don't know why I was so scared of them. You know, it's the thing. It's change and newness. Whenever change and newness happens, you get scared. I will save that just to have it saved. So I guess what this means, if you don't have anything subscribed, it starts giving you that issue. So what we should be able to now, uh, actually, I always tell everyone at my work. Once again, if you know if this should be with the best practices for instance being capital or lowercase, tell me. Uh, it always defaults the first time to uppercase and uppercase I, and then I go back and change it. Actually, let's do a different test here. I want to see if I get a bug where it says that there's nothing like the yes button was getting. I want to try to. This is look at the thing up there. What is going on there? Okay, so something has to be subscribed to that for it to work. I didn't know that. I thought maybe it could just be sitting there waiting, but something has to be subscribed to it. Waiting for the code later. So that's not a big deal. So on this, so the other thing we could have done is probably a getter setter, but I always have issues making getter setters in lists. Could we, let me think about this. We might be able to do that. Maybe I don't have issues. Maybe I'm just an idiot. If we go public, I think we can make less code if this works. I already forgot how to do a getter setter though. Um, properties or whatever it's called. I know I got one somewhere to look at. I always need to reference like 12 things. Whoa. Uh, I just wrote one yesterday. It was fucking yesterday, and I can't remember where it was. It's right here. Yeah, you need a squigs. Let me put this over here. We need a squigs. Oh, we need to tell what it is, though, of course. It's an int. We need a squigs. And then we need get. And then, yeah, it was gonna tell us, but it doesn't like how I do it. Then we're gonna return current employees. Yes, please. Then set. Where is this, though? Oh, see, this is in the list. This is where it's going to get weird. It's because I don't think. Can we do this? Let's see. UI. What's it saying? See, I was trying to stick this in this getter setter. We also we gotta do that. What happens? Can we put this event in? I should probably Google this. Um, I don't know. Can we just stick this in here and just be like, yeah, motherfucker. Oh, we're missing something important here too. We need the other thing. I'm surprised it didn't tell us to that we needed that. I'm gonna Google this before we get too carried away here. Google's minimize that thing real quick. Um, I need to expose an event of an instance of a class. Look at that. That's some vocabulary. Some programming using a property from a different class. Events do not have getters or setters. They only have add or remove. That's not what I care about. Okay, he's doing his variables a little bit different. He doesn't have. I mean, I put one of these in here in a different one, but it's not. I think I'm asking the wrong question. In list. No, it's not. It's not the list is the issue. It's a class. Events are a special kind of multicast delegate that only can be invoked from within the class. How to add an event to a class? I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. that's unsurprising. Answer. Event handler jump. Sure. Handler equals jump. Frog has jumped. A new frog. Events can only be risen from inside the class. If you do that, it would defeat the purpose of events. I think you misunderstand the function of events. No, I think I got that part. Should we just try this and see what happens? So what I'm wanting to happen is, oh, well, we need to update some stuff. This needs to be capital, right? No, that can be lowercase. Do we want to stay in? Look how this is grayed out there. We might be going down a road of stupidity. So if we go back to, let's save this. This comment is very high up on the list here. Let's put it down. Let's put it like right here. Up on the list, up on the page. Okay, so this is actually one of the things we want to subscribe. All right, let's get rid of this one. Let's do, so how would we subscribe to this? This is going to be this thing. Um, is that what we called it? The only issue is this needs to be a capital C. Same with this one. These won't need to be here. We're just subscribing to this for the test, for this test, so that we can see if this works. This needs to. No, that's fine. So basically, instead of having it in there 3 times, when this changes, when this current employees changes, it should trigger an event. Which this one's currently, it's, just for the test, we're subscribing back to itself. This is not how it would be done, but just for this test, I feel like we've gone down a road of madness again. After this test, I'm going to go have a smoke real quick. Well, that was a problem. Yeah, everything imploded when we tried to do that. Okay, I'm going to go have a quick smoke here. Here, we'll make that a little bigger. And I will be back in less than 5 minutes. Except you can't see this. I can't move that. Alright, who gives a shit? I'll be right back. Okay. Let me turn on my break timer. Turn on my music. If I can find it. So that's the first time YouTube's asked me if I wanted to keep listening. All right, let's just go back to the way we were doing it. We'll put a note in here. This whole thing was a clusterfuck, is what this is. This broke everything. It could just be some minor thing that I missed, but it's too. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm so new to events that trying to get this far into it. I was curious if you guys could see the cat that's sneaking up behind me. This just needs to be lowercase c. I guess we could find that. Oh, we can't do it while it's busted. We're going. I got rid of this event. What did we call it? And then we were putting. It's mad still. We were putting this. Is this not what we called it? Oh, it has to be a capital C, right? Right. Whip. Capital C. This was subscribing to itself. It's mad, I think, because we don't have the thing set up. But we're going to put that right down here. We're going to put it tab to remove. It's like, you removed this before. Don't you want to get rid of it again? No. And this one is right here. Oh, we don't need this. We need that. And then this is what I was going to rename, but it won't let me because it's bugged. So let's put this C, lowercase c. What are you doing? Yeah. Okay. Then we're going to go back to this guy, and on awake, on enable. So can we subscribe to this if this is, well, I guess we're about to find out. Employees. Can we subscribe? Oh, we could just do the panel refresh. Really? Oh, we never unsubscribed. I think that's a major thing you want to do in this. I think you always want to unsubscribe from stuff. I don't know if we want panel refresh to be the thing we want to do, but let's try it out. And see. I don't know what else we broke, though. We broke a lot of stuff there. No, it didn't. It's telling us this worked, but it did not work. All right, let's put this on focused. Look at our console. Yep. So it can't subscribe to that event if the event is hasn't been What are your fixes that you want? No. Um, so this hasn't been turned on yet. We can comment out this because we don't need this anymore. That was just for that test. I guess we'll leave it there just for the test. So pretty sure. I don't. So I think what's happening is it can't subscribe to this because this is happening. I don't put it anywhere though. You don't have to put it anywhere. It's just up at the top. Let's look at our other one. Where did it go? That's the one that doesn't work yet. There was another one we did that actually works though. Where the fuck was that? It wasn't here. Where the fuck was it? Oh, it was right here. It was in the same spot. Possible button pressed. I mean, open over here for some reason. Yeah, so this is just it just sitting in there. I was thinking like maybe we needed to like awaken it or something, but we don't. And I want to listen to the Ramones, and it suggested the Ramones to me. I also don't want to listen to that again. Let me find a different thing here. Yeah, it just sits in there. Let's put you back up here. I don't think this like I think when this is on enable, and then this is on awake. I think this is happening too fast. I mean too slow. This can't subscribe fast enough. Let's see. I guess there's a way we can kind of look at this. We can clear this. We can have this to focused just to give us a feeling here. Nothing in the console yet. Okay, so it should happen like right now. So let's look at this air again. Make sure we're not missing anything here. On line 20, let's just make sure. Let's just comment that out real quick. I just want to make sure. What else did it say? I mean, we just added that in there, but yeah, we don't get it. So I think it's because this is too. I think this is happening before the building description is happening before this is happening. I think I'm not 100% positive. You know what we also maybe didn't do? This has happened before. Is we didn't put this instance in here, but I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah. Does a wake happen before on enable? If you put subscriptions and on enable and unsubscribe during disable, you can avoid extra code executions on unused objects. Which one's faster? I mean, which one's happens first? Using awake to initialize script using only itself in its game. Use start to further initialize. Just double checking that I didn't fuck anything up here. Public event action. And this is only happening when the thing is changing. But the issue is it can't subscribe to it. This doesn't really matter anymore, so let's just comment that out. And let's double check. That's all we put in here, right? Yeah, it's just that's it. Do we have something weird like? Nope. I think it's just happening too fast. Let's do this instead. Let's do this just to make sure. We will. We'll just put a different thing. Whoops. We'll put a different thing in here. Uh, I don't think that's what we called that other thing. Because maybe it is something. I don't think it is, but look how this went away too. I was so lucky yesterday with events. This the bug. The bug is still there. They're so far they seem pretty easy. Yeah, so each time I was clicking that. I think it's just happening too quickly. Because this one works. Where is this one living? Possible building panel. Possible building. On enable. It's going to do that. Set active. It will come to me what's going on in a second here. Or it won't. All right, we commented out that thing. So it's definitely that thing that's the issue. And that's bugging out because we don't have. Does it have to also have to? Does it have to have one on its own thing too? So we don't have any bugs there. Accidentally cleared that, but it doesn't matter. Uh, does it need to subscribe to its own event or something every time? Let's see. I feel like that's ridiculous, but what the fuck do I know? No, okay, it's not that. I still think this is happening too fast. Is the issue. I don't think it can get to the event fast enough. Where do we put this? This script is just hanging out on here. Does it need to be on there? It doesn't need to be on there. What happens if we put it up here? And are these buttons still working? Oh, now it says they're missing, but that's easy to fix. We're on the minus button. Plus button. Let me check one more thing. I've always assumed that it goes from top down, so it will do this first, then it will do that. Man, the knife is such a weird band. Okay, we get the same error. So maybe I'm missing something else. Let's go back. Set active game object bool. What is it talking about there? Oh, is that like the next thing it did in the list? That was UI possible building. The crazy part about debugging is a lot of times I actually learn something and then remember it. The problem is remembering things, you know? I'm not sure why we have this as a public thing, but there it is. And on this one, all we wanted to do is print that. So we're not actually doing anything special there. All right, so my idea that that was happening too quickly seems to be wrong. Is it something like extremely obvious that I'm missing? It wouldn't be the first time that it happened. You know, we could do with this timekeeper thing, we could subscribe to this pause unpause probably. Something like that. Okay, so on enable, it's this one works. It refreshes the panel, and we don't have any issues with that. Then it gets to this one, and the print test should just fire off this. When this is oh, have we ever we did have this working with the button push. And it's happening the minute we open this panel. Just double checking, but I think we've already looked at this 12 times. When we open up the yeah, so we haven't even pushed a button or anything yet. Did we have some other? No, it would tell us. Uh, line 7 here. This is the thing we were looking at. Maybe we have the wrong. This is on awake. I feel like I'm missing some critical step here. I mean, this one's working, and when we comment this out, this one works. And we don't get any bugs, so we know it's this. What happens if I'm wrong about what order this happens in? What happens if it goes like bottom up? Like the other parts do. Like the UI goes from bottom up. Maybe it doesn't go in any order. Maybe it just, pops off. So let's think about this. How would we test this? We could have it wait for like 1 second and see if that's the thing. If the reason is it's happening too fast, we could also move this script into the other script. Could we do something dumb like for speed? Like put this in here just for stupidity and see if this does what we're. I don't know if it happens after. I know it happens after awake, but um. Oh wait, we want building panel to happen before that. We didn't get the bug though. Why didn't we get the bug? What the flying fuck? The minute you turn off this thing. So there's something. Let's put panel refresh in here. Whoops. Panel refresh. Just curious now. This is not going to work because when you close it, it's not going to subscribe again. It's not working though. The panel refresh is not happening. So it's not, it's the reason why it's working is it's just not happening. Even though it said it was when we had this as the print test. Once I figure this out, then it's another thing, you know, locked down in the consciousness that we hope um, for the future. Hmm. Well, now I'm baffled. I mean, I know what we have to do. I don't know how to do it. What about, you know, like sometimes it was bugging out because, well, let's undo that. Because this wasn't like nothing was subscribed to it earlier. Or it wasn't bugging out. It was freaking out. It was mad. Maybe it's something like that. No. Then we got another issue there. Uh, oh, let's test something because I'm pretty positive we'll have another issue here. If we close this, then we open it again. We're at 3. We're at 4. Why are these different? Well, that doesn't make any sense to me either. Because on disable, it's supposed to unsubscribe to this. This is very, well, I guess it's confusing to me because I don't know how to fuck to use events. Uh, Now I'm curious. Panel refresh. Nothing makes any sense right now to me. I'm missing something fundamental. Oh, it's because these one's coming from the plus, one's coming from the okay. That makes sense. All right, this is what we to figure this out. I think we need to simplify. Simplify is always the key here. So what we have a bunch of different things that possibly could be happening here. So let's do this. Let's do a new public events, action, simplify, simply, test. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to fire off the simply test right here. When I click the minus button only. The minus button only. It's not going to do anything else except fire the simply test. So then under here, on update, we'll comment this shit out. Or on, not on update, on enable. We're going to and we're going to do the subscribe and we're going to say print test. I think why this other thing is the panel refresh isn't working is a different issue that's unrelated. So on enable, we don't have it disabling. So this is once again before it even gets there, it has an issue. So we got to think through what's. So I feel like what's happening is it's going through this list and it's like, oh, it's not done yet. It's not here. Like this instance isn't ready yet. That's my theory, at least, is it's not, it's. How would I know that, though? How would I tell? There's probably some other way to look at that. But what happens if we do, and I wonder if it's one of those things that hits at different times. Uh, or if there's some other, this has happened before too, where there's some other thing that I'm missing, and it's it has nothing to do with it with what I'm trying to fix. Yes, that is the issue. This is firing before this can get into action. So how do I fix that? This doesn't seem to matter. The order here. And it didn't, this is farther down the list and it didn't work. Are these things getting turned on when they're panel refresh happens on enable? Nothing's being set active here. So this should be. I've Googled like how to reorganize stuff and I never can get it to. Just double checking that this is turned on. Well, it doesn't even matter. The script's not on here. The script's on here. Like I always say, you gotta have a sense of humor about this shit. Otherwise, you get all depressed. Uh, so there's the subscription right before the subscription, and it's like, nope, we don't know what that is. And then it's right before the instance thing. So how do we make this happen before that? Dragging this shit around over here doesn't seem to do anything. I know there is a way you can like change script order somewhere, but I feel like that's not the right way to do it. We could copy all of this into this other script, and then we can organize it that way, I suppose. That like kind of defeats the purpose of having all of these scripts though. I mean, I guess that's not the end of the world. This is related to the same stuff. It just I kind of wanted my buttons to be. What did it say about? No, that defeats the purpose of that. I mean, I guess we could copy this all over to there. It's really like I'm so like new to the event thing that I feel like it's partially an event issue that I just don't understand. Let's get rid of this stuff. But I don't think it is. I think it's just it's not, or we have like a typo somewhere. Did we do this differently? You know, like is it? We don't have an instance there. It's the other one we were looking at. Public static itself instance awake instant equals this private void awake private void awake UI employees public static. Yeah, I don't see any. I mean, there could be a bug and I just don't see it. Okay, so I guess we'll copy this all into here and see if that solves the problem. It's such a, I feel like it's such a weird way to do it though, but whatever. That's what we'll do. We'll copy this all over. And if that doesn't solve the problem, then we know we have another issue. Uh, we need this. Those are all the buttons. And we're just to the first part of this, right? No. We'll have. I mean, it's. There's very little reason to have this event here if we can't do it this way. Um. Because these things shouldn't be firing until we pick up click a button, so it shouldn't matter for that. Let's try to subscribe to this and see what happens. Current. I mean, at this point, though, like I said, we're defeating. There's no point in having a event here if if it's in the same. I mean, I guess there kind of is. What is this gonna do? This is just gonna change these things, which we could just change. Man, we don't need an event here. It's just so weird that this is the issue that I would be running into. Remove this thing. Unless that's not the issue and I just don't understand what's going on. Maybe there was like some other, I don't know. We'll see right here. When I click this, and we're not getting any bugs. Oh, now we are. Because this is there. Will we? You know, we will be. This is so bizarre to me. Maybe someone else. If you're watching or if you in the comments on YouTube when I export this, if you're like, oh, it's this, you idiot, just tell me. And this, I think I know what this problem is, but yeah, see, it goes away if it's in the same script. Maybe I was no panel refresh. We're subscribing to this other one in a different script. Why isn't this one UI possible panel? It's higher up. This is a child of this one. Maybe that has something like the children get fired. You know, maybe it goes this one and then it goes all the way down and then it goes to the children. How does it do it? Well, let's see. Order, do parent children get enabled? Oh, this guy introduced himself. You ever have like that your grandparents text and they're like dash Joe at the end? It's like, yeah, I know you are. The order may be done. Yeah, I didn't want to do that. Oh, hey, it's Kurt. How does this guy have time to post on every single forum post? Let's see what Reddit says. Sometimes they're good. I notice they're not as good for Unity stuff. I have a component A awake, must run before component X, so I know that you can use this Unity scripting execution order, but I now have another component B that inherits from A. You could call override function from the parent rather than from the mono behavior. How would that solve any of this? Can you explain what you mean by this? Currently, only the parent uses the wake method. The child only has a method that can be used. You can create an abstract or virtual function like child awake, then override the function in child. That seems like as a tree-like structure, the main manager calls them in all the systems, and all the system call each of their children. Basically, you can choose. Yeah, but like this is just some guy's opinion. Like, do we know? These are pretty old. I'm gonna take a quick break. That threw a wrench in my whole plans. I did not expect that to be the problem I was gonna run into. But that's how it is. That's how it is with all programming. I mean, I guess this works. It's way less useful than I thought it was. Let me think about if we even want an event here at this point. So this will fire off the thing. We got to fix how these things are. I think these are just not being. This is like it be assigning and changing, and so this is going to fire off this, but this is up here. I mean, this is already in this script, so I don't think we need an event there. We are going to need a thing that checks the population to see how many available population, how many people are scavengers. So that would be in a different spot. That would be in a different script, but are we going to run into the same issue where it's going to happen? Because it's happening when we turn it on. Huh, let me think about it while I'm breaking, smoking. But I will be back in less than 5 minutes. Okay. I'm thinking I'm got to be doing something else wrong because otherwise that really limits the functionality of being able to access events and stuff if it has to be a parent. Like, how do I get this instance of this? And this actually hasn't happened before, the instance thing. So I feel like I'm doing something wrong with that employees. Also, these buttons are going to be set up wrong too, I think. Yeah, because we deleted that. It's not what we had though. We had it here. Um, and why hasn't it happened before? Like, I feel like this should have happened multiple times. Uh, it's such a weird issue. And so let's delete this employees out of here because it's gonna confuse me later. We're gonna ding. So what we actually need, I think we're gonna. So let's before we fix the button thing. Before we fix this button thing, I think this is the issue is we're not actually changing these things. Um, this is still equal. That should be okay. I want to put another event. Well, what will we be? What will we be changing? We need to check the population now. So the population info panel, if it's never been opened, the list though is in the controller. It's under world map load is where this list is. I think. Yeah. So how are we going to subscribe to that event if the instance this is a child of this, well, it's not a child actually, it's in its own thing. um World map load never gets disabled. The controller never gets disabled. So should we stick a whole new script on here, or should we put it in world map load? Let's do a new script, and we'll call it it's not a, I guess it is a UI script. Not really though. It's, we'll put it here temporarily. We might rename it later. Building checker. And we'll put the building checker on the controller. Or maybe we should call it build checker. Building build checker. Uh, so it's always going to be subscribed, waiting. So if we go to awake, though, with this, I think we'll want to. Well, we'll try it on awake just to see. We want. Um, might need the public static here. And then on awake. See, this is never going to work on awake. We have to do this on start. We're going to have. And then we'll. Let's actually call this enough population. This one's going to be different because it's always going to. It's never going to turn off until you exit the game. I think we still need an on disable, maybe. So now I'm just more curious than any. Why don't you need that, huh? Then I think we need this on disable to do. We need this to unsubscribe. Whoops. I keep reading about how it's always like you have to unsubscribe from these things. You have to, or your fucking world ends. All right. So when this pops out open, it should fail. Yeah. Oh, we got two of them. All right. On disable, it failed too. Okay. So wait, because this is never. This is gonna be a huge fucking problem, man. This thing is this. Okay, I think, yeah, this is going to be a huge fucking problem. If we change this to start, I still don't think it's going to work. Because this isn't enabled for like forever until you click on it. Let's see though. We're going to have to rethink how we do every single thing, and then the events are much less useful. Yeah, see. Building checker dot start. It can't get to this instance because this thing doesn't know what this is. Like I bet you if we turn this on, we can turn on a bunch of stuff for that to happen. Okay, so what does that mean to us? Yeah, it makes these things much less useful. If we go back to Because this never happens on. This doesn't happen on awake. Well, because it's not awakened. So how the fuck do we get around that issue? You know, I had that bullshit way where I like just had to turn it on, turn off. And another thing to awaken up that uh I feel like that's like the worst way to do it. Um there's an okay, something like awake that runs even if disabled. Why is this taking so long to think here? Ah, nice. I'm having a project where I'm updating and a random problem with some variable not turns out the wake function is not running. In the original if the game object the component is disabled. Wait, is set in what year is this? Is 5 years ago? 6 years ago? If the game object is set inactive, but the component is disabled. Okay, that doesn't quite help me. Kurt wasn't in that one. What version are we on? Unity calls awake only once during the lifetime of the script instance. A script's lifetime lasts until the scene that contained it is unloaded. If the scene is called when an enabled script instance is loaded, it is called either when an active game object that contains the script is initialized when a scene loads, or when a previously inactive game object. What the fuck am I listening to? That was just a weird. Something about pigeons. Coloring of pigeons. Uh, I'll go back to this, I guess. Awake is called when either when an active game object. So this a preview is set to active, or after a game object is created before the application starts. For active game objects placed in a scene, Unity calls awake after all. You can safely use methods such as find with tagged or query. The order that is not deterministic. Because of this, you should not rely on it. It's always called before any. Is not act as a coroutine. Make sure the cube one is assigned to the script and is inactive at the start of the game. That doesn't help us at all. So then how do we get around that? Curious if this will come up now. I don't think it will. Um, so there's the obvious way to get around it is to have this start open and then turn off. That seems like a really shitty way to do it, though. I was doing that somewhere else, but I think I stopped doing it. I think I was having like I don't remember. We used to have that happen, but then what did I do? I like added it to a list or something to get around that. So the other option obviously is move the scripts around. But that really kills the organization of where the scripts are. So what script are we trying to get to? Just to clarify what my thought process is here. Building checker needs to subscribe to this thing. What a pain in the ass. So we could move all of these buttons to a different spot again. I mean, we would put them on the controller, I suppose. I kind of wanted them on their own thing. We can put it on the UI canvas, actually. Probably that would be a better spot. Oh yeah, I was going to turn some of these off, but just so this thing would go away, but we'll deal with that later. We can put it on the UI canvas because then it's going to control everything below it, and it starts at awake. I mean, that's never turned off. What a horrible pain in my fucking ass, though. I guess it's not the end of the world. This, I think, will bug out, though, won't it? Because they're off? Probably not. Let's put this up on the UI canvas. I mean, it's a learning experience. This whole thing is. Okay, so we have this now on the UI canvas. Building description panel. And it seems to have brought everything with it. So that's gonna when it starts, all of this shit's gonna fire off. We need these buttons to be back, and we just broke these buttons again. Let's just fix the minus button for right now. Maybe I've been unaware of how you're supposed to be doing this the whole time, but since all this stuff is turned off at the beginning, I mean, we could have everything turned on at the beginning. Okay, so this new script that we were doing at start now should work. There's just that one instance of it. Oops. I guess not. Make sure these are all 26, huh? Oh, fuck. Now the timekeeper. What a huge pain in the fucking ass. The timekeeper is now happening too slow. Oh, because that's not going to work. We are going to have to move the timekeeper thing out of here. Yeah, I knew that was too good to be true. I don't think that's going to do what we want it to do. Let's put you back. Um, where'd I stick you? You know, what happens if we did like if this isn't equal to null, then do this? No, because it would still break. Man, this is throwing a wrench into my whole game is now like it's completely not working because of this one issue that I didn't have never experienced in this severity before. So let's see. We gotta like rethink everything we're doing here if this is the issue. So it's gonna happen regardless of what we we can't access this until it gets turned on, basically. So if we want once this thing's turned on, so we just gotta rethink how we do this. But so once let's think here. So once this gets turned on, how do we need to check the building? Which once again, the way to do it would be to stick it in this one script would have the. Well, wait, we were not having an issue if it was above. Is that right? Let's go back to here. Let's double check this. I think that's not what I wanted. I think if we're looking at it above, if we go to employees and we stick on building checker here, I don't think we were having an issue checking the stuff above it. It was the other direction. So let's think this through here. It's we can get it. We can fix it. Figure it out here. We don't have any issues yet. Being very cautious. The building checker didn't do anything though. Oh, we only have it on. Oh, it just broke though again. It broke again. Let's just do the -1. Just making sure I remembered where I moved this around so many times. Are we going back to what we just did? It's like I'm in a never-ending loop here. Never-ending loop of stupidity. Okay, so that seems to be the case. I don't know how Reliant is unemployed. Okay, so we can check ones above. We can subscribe to ones above. What a weird way to have to do this. Uh, this isn't a UI thing. I guess it is a UI thing. Just reorganizing everything here. And then this is going to go in here. Okay, so let's fix this other thing, though. It really... Let's fix this. Like the minus button isn't working. So we do need this to fire off an event because we're going to have the building checker go, but we could put the building checker script in here. I mean, what's the fucking point of having these separate scripts if they're... I guess it's a mono behavior. It's the one behavior. All right, the issue with these things, I'm pretty sure... We don't... Do we... I'm pretty sure, so let's go to our minus button, wherever it went. This is just like changing this thing. It's not actually changing... It's just changing that variable locally. It's not actually doing... That's my theory, at least. So what happens if we just do this? If that's less than 0... I don't know why we have that. Then when we do this refresh, it should run through here. Current employees. Well, at 0, we're not going to be able to tell because it's going to be at 0 regardless. So that we need to plus the plus button needs to be... And then we'll do the max thing as well. Whoops, wrong one. While we're here, we might as well. Plus plus. What's going on here? We had a typo. This shit doesn't... Yep, we had 2 typos. I think this is the reason, is we're not actually changing these things. Whoops. We're changing something else. We're just pointing them around at each other and it's not doing what we want it to do. Look at that, I had that typo and I didn't even notice. And so this is current to max. If that is greater than that, or I have some other issue happening. that which quite possible for today. Quite possible. All right, maybe this has been working the whole time, and we have some other issue. Okay, so the current employee. Well, we know this is getting changed because this is they're both set to 7. So something else when we're hitting. So this is happening, and this is subscribed to it, and it's gonna go panel refresh. It should be putting all of these things. What happens if we get rid of this if statement just because maybe something weird is happening? For the plus button. Maybe I have like my greater than or less than's backwards. That happens occasionally. So this should, once again, that should go down to 1, but it's not. Let's make sure. Oh, we don't have it set up right because we're idiots. We are idiots. I'm an idiot. Who knows how long that's been going on? That's probably been going on for quite a while. I don't know if we need to refresh the whole thing. I feel like we don't need to refresh the whole thing. Like, doesn't that seem like overkill to refresh this whole thing? Yeah, it is overkill. We just need to. That's all we need. What? It does. Sometimes it gets very, very jumpy. All right, where's that test? I saw a fucking test in there somewhere. Print test, we can get out of here. We're done with this. But I saw something, it was auto-populating something. Good God. Why would it look inside there? Um, it was auto-populating like currents. Let's put it. We made a test earlier somewhere. It wasn't in the timekeeper. Man, we got nothing done because of all the issues. We're going to unsubscribe. Wonder what it. Whoa. Why? What it's. It doesn't know what it. Current. So let's go back. So this is the one where we left it the other way. Let's see if that works. We didn't try the max button. Probably can get rid of that, especially with that typo. Yeah, it doesn't work. Oh, now it stopped working completely. Oh, because I didn't put anything in that. Oh. That's all we need. We need something else actually. We need this. Occasionally it doesn't want to do what I want it to do. There we go. Let's see here. That's the only text that needs to be changed. And then we need to subscribe to it from it's a baby. It's baby. Which is we're already subscribing. We just don't have the baby doing anything. It's already 3 o'clock? Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's that thing. It's the thing. Actually, this guy named Keto helped me with this, and he explained why this doesn't work sometimes. Not sometimes, because we're just like basically pointing these at things, and we're never pointing them back. So let's just put this. We'll just use the real thing. I see you. And then get rid of this. I wonder why this works on that other thing though. Uh, yeah, like this we don't need. We'll deal with the issues later. As long as these things are working right now, like this works. The only thing we're checking, is the current employees. Okay, so that works. Oh wait, what the fuck was that? Were we on 4 before? We're on 1. Okay. Ooh, that kind of sucks. Do we want that to remember that? We don't want that to remember that. That's going to cause issues. We want. Every time this is refreshed, we want that to be set to 0. I'm pretty sure we don't want it might be useful if you're coming in and out of there. Um, but we're not talking huge numbers here. We're not talking, 50 clicks to get that up to what we want it to be. I think it'd be a little weird. And I think later on it would probably fuck us. So let's set that to 0. Yeah, that's the way we want. Yeah, that's the way we want it. Okay, so all of our issues are solved. The game is finished. I like that joke. I don't know. Okay. So, according to my calculations, then the building checker script has been working. It's been firing this whole time. Let's. This is on start though. I think we want this on enable. Is that gonna, whoops. Is that gonna, are we gonna go back to that issue we had before? It's a baby. It's someone's baby. Wait. Where did we stick that thing? Did I just tell it not to fire off that? Oh. Well, I'm gonna need some tests to know if it's working. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, Josh. What the fuck, man? We're waiting patiently here. Jesus fucking Christ. There is a lot of bullshit to get done before you get to the fun part. We were on the fun part, but then we stopped being on the fun part. Okay, building, farmer shack, plus, there we go. Okay, so that's still working. What we need to do though is we need to have this thing reach out all the way over. We need to have it go all the way over to world map load here. And we're going to have it go to the county population dictionary. And we need it to check the currently selected. What did we call? What was it called? Oh, it's like it's going to be under world. Now, what did we call it? There's a oh no, it's not there. It's under it's under select county. Is it? How are we going to know which one? This is going to, well, that doesn't bring us anywhere. Going to bring us down to this. County index. No, it's not bringing us to that. It's bringing us to this. County name. Where are we getting this county name? It's being splotted in, splotted? It's being put in there. From where? From here. Okay, because that's just generating the list. We need, so then on select county, which we don't actually even have open, because we haven't looked at it in so long. Currently selected county. But the thing is, these are all individually. We never set that like left click, currently selected county equals name, which is nice and all, but we never set that to be, because we can't just go. We got all sorts of bugs happening down here. We can't just go select county here because we don't know what county we've selected. You know what I mean? Like each, yeah, like so we can't do that. I mean, maybe we could and just be like, what? It doesn't matter. Yeah, this is like this isn't public either. We would have to, yeah. So that's not gonna work. What we need is, and I'm surprised we haven't done this yet. Actually, honestly, maybe we did and I took it out because I didn't think I needed it anymore. That's quite possible because we probably had it open for a while. When we probably had it up for a while. When you click on a province, sorry, a county, how are we checking like how are we checking where they compare to see if you're allowed to do stuff to it? I guess that's all in select. That's all in the select county thing. Yeah. So here's that thing I was talking about earlier, where we were setting something false. We're having it open and then turn itself off. Well, that's a different thing we're doing. Yeah, so this is all in select counties. So what we need to do actually on this left click, we need to set up a variable in world map load of what is the currently selected county. And we may have had it. I may have gotten rid of it. We can just do a public string, and then what we would do is on the fuck did I just put that? Here it is. We would have. Yep, sure. Whoops, we got an extra one of those. Pointing at the same spot. So every time you left click, it should update that. I'm not going to bother testing it because I like to live dangerously. And then here, we're going to go. Then this is going to be the population dictionary of the place you're in. Dot. Wait, we're doing a for loop here? We are doing a for loop. We got kind of ahead of ourselves here. Whoops. We need this int thing. Then then this is so long that I'm just putting it less than that. Now I'm even questioning my for loops. We have one somewhere I'm gonna go look at real quick. Yeah, wasn't sure we needed a semicolon at the end. I, I don't know. All right, so it's gonna go down. It's gonna check enough population. It's gonna go through the list of everybody in the county, and we're gonna need like a variable that this is a number, an int. Uh, Unemployed. I don't think this. I don't know why I keep doing that. And then if activity is not, oh shit, this is gonna get hard. This is gonna become a pain in the ass. We might have to put like a switch or something in here. If it's not equal to scavenging, scavenger, unemployed. I was trying to think. This actually, I think we want unemployed equals 0 on enabled. Every time on enabled, or do we want it at the top of this? I think we want it at the top of this. Every time this is ran, we want it to reset that to 0. We might not even need this up here. It's not equal to scavenger. Am I spelling scavenger right? I would guess no with my track record here. We can look. Where were we applying that? So this is where you'd probably want to enumerate. Maybe we're not. Wait. Are we spelling it two different ways? No. Where are we putting this? Where are we putting their employment enumerator? Is that what I want? How do you spell scavenger? Scavenger. See, there, I'm spelling it wrong. Whoops. Let's see. Nothing? What are we calling the thing? Nothing was spelled right? Well, this is spelled wrong. That looks so wrong to me. Scavenger. Scavenger. Oh, Jesus Christ. Scavenger. Oh shit. Undo that. Scavenger. Well, now we should have some bugs or something. I wonder where we're using this. Where do we set this to scavenger? And did I not? Did I call it something else? Scavenging. Oh. Yeah, we should have like some scavenging. We are gonna have to use like an enumerator or something. And I'm gonna start singing along to this song. Can't do that while you're streaming. That'd be weird. Scavenging. Okay. So it will blast through this whole. Man, this looks terrible. This for loop. This thing is ugly. Let's put this back so at least it's a little less confusing here. So it's going to go through, it's going to count everyone who's not scavenging. And then if unemployed is less than or equal to, I think I'm just going to do this one part and then call it a day. I'm definitely going to work on this again. Well, not definitely, most likely is less than or equal to what were we doing? We were just equal to or less than. Equal to or less than. No, the other way. This looks like an arrow is why I was... this is... No, it's down here. Is this going to work? I have a feeling this is not going to work. We are accessing a bunch of public variables, so... Okay. So if unemployed is less than or equal to current employees, then there's enough people. Now that looks like it's spelled wrong. Everything looks like it's spelled wrong at this point. So I call it a day. It is 3:48. I feel like I need to brush my teeth again too. I went to the dentist and they want taking my wisdom teeth. Okay, so that's correct. Because we have 15 population that's idle. There's a way we could check that though pretty easily, honestly. We could change this to 2. I don't think I've ever tried it that low. And we didn't put an else statement or anything in there, so who knows what the fuck's gonna happen. Population 2. Okay, that isn't working. All right, so let's do this. Let's call it a day for me. Let's save this shit. Let's close this here. We can fix this tomorrow or whenever. I don't know why that's popped up. We need to go into... Actually, it's right there. That's where we need it. That's where we need to be here. Need to select the number of... so we're still working on that. When it's being collected, should make sure that you have the resources to build it. At least one person is building it. Make a current current day job and next day job. Okay, that's... Man, we didn't do shit today. We just walked in circles. It was all because of that one thing. Well, I don't know what it was. It was me. I was the issue. Um, half done with checking to make sure there are enough unemployed people. Because I want to remember where I was at. Convert to issue. Put this up here. I don't know what the fuck we accomplished today. We're going to put in here. Ran in circles. Building panel minus plus max button added. That's pretty much all we accomplish. We will commit this. We will upload it. And that is it for me today. Thank you everyone for joining me. Oh, now we're done. Like I said, I'll probably stream this tomorrow. I want to get this part done. Well, I've been wanting to get, I was having so much luck with the event. So the events weren't the thing that fucked me up today. It was the fact that there seems to be like the order of when it was getting awake was different than I thought. Drastically different. So once this is going to be a pain, and this is what I was talking about with character creation. There's a lot of this bullshit when you set up character creation, where it needs to check a bunch of different things. Events, I think, will help with that because we need an event for this, to be checking. It needs to know that you're pushing that button, which is better than a bunch of if statements. I feel like this is actually, well, these are go hand in hand. But there's also we need to when we hit the build button, it will double check everything, and it will also take we'll set up an event in the build button, and it will take away like the resources and whatnot. Do we have that? You have the resources to build the item, and at least one person is building it. Yeah, so that's the next thing. So once we get one of these done, though, it should be pretty a pretty quick roll through the next one. Man, all right, that is it for me. Once again, thanks for joining me. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.